Today's video is going to talk a little bit about more of our family. So, some of you know we had actually put our boys, we had homeschooled up until this year, and we had put our boys in a local private school for this September, they start in August, the very beginning of August. So, and people have just been asking, how's it going? And I really appreciate that. I love that you guys care and you just want to know how things are going with us. So I thought I would just do a little update video. So to kind of talk about the reason that we did it, we have learned over the past probably year and a half or so that things that we had questioned about with Eli, we had questioned if there was some learning disabilities of some sort. In this past year and a half has really brought that to light more. So we've started digging into that, talking to the pediatrician and just trying to get some help with it. So we actually had been told that if we put him into a school, sorry, that's our neighbor's dog. We have been told that if we put him into a school, spider. Okay. We have been told that if we put him in a school, that he could get assistance with, it's similar to what an IEP is, but it would be an ISP because it would be a private school. Anyway, so we decided that we wanted to try that and see if we could get assistance to help, just to kind of help him. I had felt like I was at the end of what I knew to do, and I didn't know where to turn to get help. So the pediatrician, we went through with the pediatrician. We went to an autism evaluation. We went through an evaluation for ADHD and a few things. And everything kept coming back. Nothing. The autism evaluation was the only thing that came back, and they wanted us to do a second half of excuse me. They wanted us to do a second part of the second evaluation, and we actually have an appointment for that coming up this coming Tuesday. So you'll probably see this video. We may have already had the appointment. I'm not sure. But anyway, so hopefully after that we'll know some more and we can get some more help. Now, we gave Joey, who is our oldest, we gave him the choice did he want to stay homeschooling, or if he wanted to go try the school. And so he made the choice to go to the school this year. So far, they don't love it. I don't know how to say that. Eli is very, very hard with it. Eli hates it. So he is our 9-year-old third grader. And he hates it. It's a fight every day just to get him to go to class, to go to school. So, yeah. And Joey is, some days he likes it, some days he doesn't. He's not. So we did choose a local Christian school for the purpose that we thought that would be easier for the transition. And there were some things that were just not told us correctly, and so that's a little frustrating. And so there are classes that we were told, like Joey was told he would get, that he doesn't get, and that's been really disappointing and upsetting to him, and I think they're having a little bit of a challenge making friends. So anyway, all that to say, we have, and I'm always hesitant to say this, right, to share with everybody. So we did feel like at the time the private school was the best. I will say that I wasn't completely convinced that it was, but at the same time I didn't feel like I shouldn't put them. Does that make sense? So we went ahead and went forth and did it, right? So at this point, we are really praying and considering and highly leaning toward bringing them back home. And here's why. So, one, they miss their friends, their homeschool friends, a lot. We had a co-op that we went to and out here that the boys have known kids there since Joey. I think Joey was. We went there and then we moved, back to Missouri for those 2 years and then moved back. So I think Joey went 2 years before we moved to Missouri, and then we came back, and then they had been here, the whole year last year. They got to go. So they got to reconnect with those friends, and they just really miss them. Joey especially really misses them. So that's been a little bit of a challenge, that he hasn't been able to feel like he makes good friends at this school. The other thing was that their class sizes, we were told, were really small, under 10 kids. They are not. They brought on a lot of extra kids this year, and so that changed. So that changed. That's really annoying, but it is what it is. They can't really predict that, I suppose. But because of that, as well, Eli is struggling in there. He has a really hard challenge of reading, and like I said, we go on the 25th to do another evaluation, and they're gonna do a further evaluation of autism, and then they're also gonna do some dyslexia. What is it? Dyslexia, dysgraphia. I'm not gonna say these right. I don't know. All the different versions of dyslexia. So they're gonna test those. They're also gonna test. There's a few things that I've been speaking with I don't know if it's the psychiatrists themselves or if it's one of the nurses or something, maybe. But anyway, so she has things that they want to kind of watch and look at. Sorry guys, the sun's like right there. So we do that on the 25th. Hopefully we will get some help. But so anyway, the reason we're praying about bringing them back home, the biggest part is that we found out, so we went to do the IEP testing is done through the public school system here. I think that's probably everywhere, but out here it's done through the public school system. And the way it works is we found out that if he were to get an IEP, he would then, the school, because it's a private school, the school would provide those services. It would not come from the public school, which is what we were under the impression that it would be. That we were under the impression that a therapist would come from the public school to the private school and do the therapies there. And that is not the case. It is the responsibility of the private school to do it. And they do not, the school that we go to does not have anyone licensed in or certified in those areas. So, and then we also came to the challenge that they don't even want to do an IEP evaluation or test for him because he's only been in a school setting. We won't go there. He's only been schooled for a month whenever they had applied. So, I'm not even going to start on that rabbit trail because it just makes me angry because they made it seem like we did not school him at all at home. But we'll just move on. So anyhow, so that's what we're doing. We're just praying and trying to figure out what is the best. Because at the school now, there are 15 kids and his teacher who is not certified in any way to handle this, right? So, I mean, she may have more ideas up her sleeve or whatever because she's been teaching so long. She has been in the field for like 20 something years, so she's been teaching a long time. But anyway, so we don't feel like, I kind of don't feel like that's fair to the teacher or to Eli. And the other challenge we're coming up with is Eli is now not wanting to voice to her when he doesn't know something, because he said he feels stupid or he feels dumb, because he won't use the word stupid. But he told us he felt dumb and because all the other kids know it. So that's